Alright guys, so this is a little bit of a test video with regard to autofocus versus manual focus. And right now I'm using my Lumix GH4 camera. I'm using a Rode shotgun mic that's mounted on top of it. Right now I'm about 5 feet away from the camera. And I've got this set to autofocus. And I'm sure you've seen this. But what autofocus does, of course, is it tracks the focus. So as I approach the camera, if I need to demonstrate something, like let's say I want to show you guys some fingering on the flute. There we go. So now it's in focus and I can play up here. If I want to show a technique like a bend, or you want to show a technique, or you want to show the instrument, like I want to say, hey you guys, look inside, find out where this is. Look inside the flute right there and check that out, and you can see the sound hole so you get a good view. Okay, so, and then if I move back, of course, it will, see if I stand here, it'll come back into focus. I do want to share with you guys that I'm using a remote, I'm using an iPad actually to, I don't know if you can see this at all, but I'm using an iPad to monitor my camera. This is a really cool setup. It's on a little stand and I can monitor, like right now I'm looking at my iPad, but it's showing me what is going into the camera, and I can even focus on different things. So I can press on the iPad and decide where I want things to be focused. But so that's just a little added FYI. Something you might want to look into if you want to get fancy equipment. What this allows me to do though is when I'm using manual focus, I can focus it here, or I can focus it in the camera or have somebody else focus it. And then if I need to approach the camera or show a close-up, I just approach and then I refocus. And the benefit of that, a benefit of manual focus, is that we don't get those changes where the autofocus is trying to track and focus on the main subject. So let me give you an example. If I move out of the main focus area, now the camera is trying to focus and it's finding the background because I've got the focus area sort of like in this square right here. So if I stand in the square, now it knows what to focus on. Or if I keep the flute in that square area, will it focus? It takes a second, and then that'll focus. So you've probably seen videos where somebody stands up, in front of a group of people, and then it focuses on that person. So it'll be foreground, background, or foreground, subject, background. So you might have three different areas where your camera's trying to focus, and it can just be distracting. It does have some advantages, like if you are using the camera and it's just you and you want to make a video and you do want to show close-ups, you can always cut out the times where it is focusing. But if you move out of that focus area, even just for a second, you're going to see that camera struggling with the focus. I think that looks a little amateur myself. It's a little annoying. Like, it's just not the best way to do it. So I'm going to create another real quick video just to show what it would look like if we just use manual focus. So now I've got manual focus set for where I am back here. I can play my flute example. And even if I move out of the focus range, if I move to the edge of the frame, it's still going to be focused on me because I'm just moving sideways. Now the downside of this, of course, is that if I move up, it's not going to be focused. So I need to, if I want to show a close-up, I'll move up, then I'll get my shot, then I will focus, then I can do my demonstration. And then when I move back, I can shoot the video that I want to put in as an introduction. So I might say, okay, now I want to show you guys the fingering for the melody we've been working on. So here's a close-up. So I could put that before the close-up, cut to it, and everything would be great. All right, so some advantages of autofocus is if you're working alone, you can, approach the camera, move towards and away from the camera, and get a focus. Disadvantages is that if you move sideways, well, it also takes time for that to focus. So if you're doing one shot and you're not going to edit, you can have some lag time there. If you move sideways out of the focal area, it may struggle to keep the shot in focus. Manual focus, you can focus on one area, and then even if you move away from that, sideways or whatever, it'll still stay basically in focus. And then of course, if you move up, you'll have to refocus, but you can cut those together. I think it looks more professional, but you have to decide what your needs are, and what is going to work for your particular project or lesson that you're shooting. Okay, I hope this is helpful, and I'm going to use my remote app with Wi-Fi connected to my camera on my iPad to now end this video.